Thought we were less days. Either way, hope everybody's doing well. Sorry for the delay, and if I come across as rude to anyone that intrudes on my servers, I would like to restate again, and then I'm even pausing our girl Maggie for this one. Okay, I would like to restate again, and to be as kind as I can, and as forward as I can about it. Guys, 1. Unless you're either Marky or Nathan, I don't really want to play with kids. Nothing against you kids, but I'm an almost 40-year-old man. I don't want children on my server. Nothing against y'all, just you should play a server with your friends. Point 2. Unless you are one of my nephews, or someone that I know, I don't really talk that much on here. I don't know how to talk that much. And in our very predatory system, being as it is, I don't frequently talk. So coming on here and, hey, let me have the codes. Hey, let me have the mods. Hey, let me play. Hey, let me play. 1, no, I don't know who you are. 2, oh, I ain't gonna break none. Yeah, and the rapist ain't gonna rape you. Buddy, I don't trust you implicitly. The world isn't full of lollipops and rainbows and sugar pies. The world's full of assholes. So, I don't mind working with people. I don't mind letting people see this place like firsthand if you want to get on while I'm on and look at what I've been doing. Hell, if you want to come on and tell me it sucks and to go screw myself, I don't care. Have fun. But as far as all of the people that keep coming on here trying to be buddy-buddy, I'm not trying to be mean. I don't want to be mean or rude because I know a lot of kids play this game. But again, if you ain't one of my kids, please leave me alone, kids. It's nothing against y'all. You just shouldn't be having adult friends. Y'all should be having friends in your own age group. And I get it. But I'm grown up in my head. But I don't like my friends. I want to be a mature adult. Hey. No, you don't. Trust me, you don't. Adulthood's a trap. Run. Play as long as you can. Because once you get where I'm at, there's no going back, and it all sucks. So, enjoy your childhood. Go, frolic, be a kid. Off of my server, please. Okay, I don't have the official server. I have it set up to where only friends on here can play, but all of my friends on here keep popping on here under random names, and one of them got my world destroyed. Echo talking to you directly. No hard feelings, but yeah, you leaving that door open directly got my world destroyed. So again, I'm not saying you're getting on here to destroy my stuff and draw dick pictures everywhere. I'm not. And I appreciate that, because I know that there's a good portion of immature people that would do that very thing. But guys, I'm not a social person by nature. I get it. He's a YouTube personality. He must be a social butterfly. No. Far from it. One moment. Ronan, Iro, break it up or I will come break it up. Behave. Now. You are brothers, act as such. Sorry for that, y'all. I don't know how much came through my little hand shield. But like I said, it's been a little stressful of late here. Not really like, I don't know, y'all. It's America. It's stressful because even when we win, how much of a win is it when your fellow Americans are starving? Supposedly, according to the leftist punk, and I know I don't make this, I'm trying to make this a non-political fun stream for my nephews. And again, if you're a friend of one of my nephews, then cool. When my nephews are on, you can play too. Again, I don't want to be this asshole that kicks everyone off and says, get off there. Because that's not who I want to be. But if we cannot have a conversation to where I know who you are, strange invader, every time I see a person, it feels like, oh God, what's going to break? What are they going to destroy? What are they going to kill? What are they going to do? Like I said, I tried to be nice about it and just sort of passive-aggressive. That's why I sort of, I built my little house hidden in a dead village. I did not mean to get this village killed. That was very sad. I wish I could have fought for them, but this isn't This isn't the mode where I can respawn. I'm not a superhero. I'm just a miner. But, either way. Like I said, with all that out the way, I don't want to come off as mean or nothing. It's just, it's been bugging me because of the whole parasocial, not parasocial thing, you know? And by all means, if y'all want to get on Soul Calibur, beat my ass bloody, let's do it. Let's have some fun. Soul Calibur all the way. You want to hop on Saints Row? Just shoot me a message when I'm getting on the stream, and I'll do a live stream so we can play together. I have forced underwear on, so I hope that don't yuck you yum too much, but we can have fun and destroy stuff. Y'all, Minecraft is really my, not to be all woke, snowflake, da da da. Minecraft is like my safe space, y'all. This is my safety blanket. This is my warm hug. Kinda screwed up that my warm hug kills me so frequently and upsets me because I can't build nothing I want to keep. But, still, it's my warm hug. Please stop shitting on my warm hug. Now, all of that being said, let's get back to fun, y'all. Because, like I said, I like for it to be a fun stream. I don't want it to be sad. Give me just a moment, one more interruption, because my kids cannot behave when I'm trying to do something. Out of the trash. What the hell, y'all? What the helly? This took teamwork. I'm happy for the teamwork. Boo! Get back here with that. For those viewers watching at home, my beloved children, the cats, knocked the bag collection for making Flarn plastic yarn over, which as a byproduct knocked over my breakfast refuse that was sitting on top of the trash bin. So basically, cats and dogs working together, y'all. End of time shit. Yes, like I said, I'm happy for the teamwork. I'm upset that y'all work together for evil. Either way. Eventually I'll be able to start practicing my sketching again, and I'll be able to give y'all fun comics of my pets. Because if y'all ever seen a kitten be terrifying, I have now, and I never thought a kitten could be you know, kitten. Aww, kitten. Scared me, jump scared me, literally a jump scare. I want you to picture it. It's early morning. Your glasses are off, so everything sort of has a foggy hue to it like in a video game. You're walking into the kitchen. You're trying to get breakfast ready. Stabbing pain in your knee. Stabby, stab, stab, stab as it climbs up your leg. And then you're looking into the face of Martina, the cutest little gray and orange and black mixed kitten you've ever seen in your life. And she goes, meow. And you're like, alright, baby, let's get you fed. You sit her on the kitchen table because your house is a savage wild land and your pets run on the table too. It's why I wipe surfaces down before I eat off of them. Don't judge me. Now, as you turn to make the food, stabby stab pain in the leg again as Martina climbs you as if you were a mountain. You gently put her on the table and go, now, little one. Meow. You put down a few pieces of kibble, tiny pile. That way her and her brother Ginger can eat while you fix the bowl of food. You fix the bowl of food and you set it on the table. You go about getting ready to basically, because y'all, when I feed them, I have to basically guard them because they're itty-bitties, and the bigger cats really like the itty-bitties' food. So I have to basically stand guard, and I'm not gonna like hit the cats. It's not like a wah martial arts movie, but it is like I have to routinely, nope, get down, nope, that's theirs, nope, you got your own breakfast, and just gently move the cats that don't wanna heed the pecking order. But as you're standing guard over your adorables and basically working out your projects, at the time I was taking Flarn that had been processed and wrapping it around a bit of cardboard, I turn around and, oh, Martina's sitting there looking all cute. Turn back around, wrap the Flarn, put it down, turn back around. She doesn't meow, she's just looking at you sort of like big-eyed baby. And then as you go to take a step to, oh, are you okay, baby? One jump. One jump, no timing, no little adorable head down, but just one jump. Suddenly, 16 tiny claws pierce your chest as if you're in high school getting piercings again. And, yeah, y'all, I jumped. I almost screamed. I almost let out a little Dean Winchester from the Him Being Scared episode. Because for some reason, and for just a moment, this tiny adorable kitten turned into a friggin' baby, an oversized baby jumping spider. It was just, y'all. Moments when reality break, eh? But that was my morning yesterday, and one day when I can sketch that out and animate it, y'all get that lovely little movie. But with a prettier narrator, of course, because I can draw better by that point, hopefully. Alright, let's put our trapdoor in place. And like I said, if anyone else wants to get on here and play on their own shit, that's fine. I'm not going to be mean about it. Oh, crap. That was a miss. But I'm not going to be mean about it because genuinely, I don't mind having company on here. It's just... Does it make sense that it's my safe space, y'all? Does it make sense that it's like, short of expressly invited family, I kind of just want to chill and enjoy myself? Because again, I hope I'm not coming across as mean or ornery or out of line, you know? It's just, I've been out of the thing so long, I don't think I would be very fun to play with. I'm like caveman. I mean, heck, I've had people get on here and roast me just because, oh, look at you, day 200 and still using still using stone tools? Noob, idiot. It's like, I like stone tools. I like to I hear beats, I guess, that no one else does in this game. And I dig them. Aha! We gonna die. Yes, we gonna die. We step outside this door, I know we gonna die. Let's see, talk about... Alright, I'll accept the friend's request. I don't. Like I said, y'all, it's a so... Why can't... Ah, crap. Realizing what I did. Steel trapdoors have to have a button or something, right? They won't just open. Well, that was a nice thought. I'm gonna switch back over to copper. I don't have the copper, do I? Nope, time to make the copper then. Alright, y'all, I gotta go accept that friend's request right quick, so give me just a moment, and I suppose watch the copper go while I do that. Be right back. Unless y'all can see this, which, neat. Oh, I like the flag. It's a British bulldog. Alright, I'll take you. And sure, so I'll take you to... Oh, crap, I didn't mean to accept the close friend's request. Crap. Nothing against you there, buddy, but I don't like having... Crap. Well, there we go. I like having people at an arm's distance. It's not against anybody. I want to be clear. It's just... Oh. Okay. I don't know why. I probably should have more of a red flag when it's someone from far away, but for some reason having a close friend that's in a very far away country doesn't bother me as much. I feel less like they're going to rob me or get my personal info for hacking reasons. But God, I hope it's not a child. Like I said, y'all, that's my only problem with this thing is I'm not one of these creepy old guys that, hey guys, want a friend? Hello, fellow youths. Not the one, y'all. Not the one. If I can be a fun older brother guy for y'all to hang out around, sure. But No, I'm not going to be like, hey, kids, let's have a fun party. And all. No, 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 no. Y'all, I'm an old man. I am a firm believer that there is no reason ever for an adult to ask a child for anything outside of, hey, where are your parents at, kid? Is the adult of the home home? Sorry, y'all. Kids should come to adults for help, not the other way around. And yeah, maybe one day I'll have to overcome this character arc of mine, but not this day. I'm sorry, y'all. It's a protection for the kids thing, you know? Because there are so many... For that, I'd have to explain more of what America is. I was raised in a country that's a lot like the Ferenginar Empire, but with less rules and regulation. And I don't know when it happened. Maybe it's always been this way. But I live in a scam country. I don't know. I heard it from Hassan Piker first, but I'm thinking he probably got it from somebody else. But America, and excuse the outdated term here, but America is a third world country in a Gucci belt. And that is the perfect way to describe my country, I feel like. Because just everything's a scam. Everything. I mean, there are adults on Twitch, I believe it is, perhaps one of the other apps, that specifically target children to be like, hey, give me your parents' credit card information, buy a subscription, be my friend, so they can get on here and play the internet roulette machines and I almost said ding-ding machines, but the internet slot machines and such. It's insane. And I will not participate in that insanity if I can help it, you know? Now again, if you're an adult, if you're 21 or above, 19 or above, and you want to come hang out, cool. Don't say slurs. We can all learn something from each other, I suppose. But, y'all, that's all I'm saying now. That's all I'm saying, is I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be a wet blanket. I'm not here to yuck nobody's yum. But, oh, I am here to flood my own base, though. That's... Right. Against the wind, we were swimming against the wind. What? What the hell? Oh, I'm putting... Damn it. Yep. I put stairs down in place. Which, I mean, builder tip, I guess, that works. If you put stairs down, it'll let the water through, which is cool. If you're wanting to, like, put in a water feature but have it be safe, build on stairs. It'll make it to where the water can come through, but nothing else can. Also, copper grates do that a lot better, I think, when you're at that point. And I will get to that point eventually. I do dream of an underwater, like... I want to build I don't know. I kind of want to build an underground water temple sort of thing. But at the same time, I can hear the drowned outside. I can hear the bad idea that is at the moment. Alright, let's continue slowly working our way forward. But yeah, y'all, outside of that little bit of housekeeping, how's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing well. As I said, my biggest fear is that I just alienated like half of my very tiny audience, and that's not what I'm wanting to do, y'all. But I am an actual human person, and I got like stresses and stuff. And while I'm not going to actually stress out over a fun little game like this, if I keep having, like, random interruptions on hardcore mode, losing my stuff, I might end up, in fact, having to switch to the non-hardcore play it for all the cookies mode. Which would be a shame, because we still haven't reached bedrock. Not even once yet, because I keep trying to build outside, too. That's it, y'all. I'm stressed, but it ain't on y'all on that one. Toss these in. Grab that out. Make a copper trap door lid, and then we'll put the rest towards making stuff. Can I not make a trap door with it? There it is. Copper trap door. Superior to steel, because I don't have to have a thingy for it. Oh, lovely. Okay. What do we need at the moment? Nothing that I can see. Oh, I need tools, right? Get plenty of picks. And we'll split the difference in here. Both these go down to the same place, but this one here goes to a different location. We'll put the planting down here. Or does it? It kind of feels like I just made my walk-around tower. I did, didn't I? We'll put the garden on the flatter side of it. Make that into the mine / whatever we're turning it into. Because eventually this and that's going to hook up anyway. So for now, we'll make this into the planting area. Oh! Slash pit if I'm not careful. Under the village. Yeah, there's no way to make that one a catchy song. So let's return to Crash Course for the background noise. Take it away. Actually, I think it's Maggie Mayfish. Then Crash Course is going to be the next on the playlist.
Kidnapped, memory wiped, and forced into service by the TVA. By the time Loki and Sylvie reach the Citadel at the end of time in the season finale, they know themselves well enough not to fall for Miss Minute's tempting but suspicious offer. We can reinsert both of y'all back into the timeline in a way that won't disrupt things. They reject the promise of a false reality. It's fiction. And choose self-determination. We write our own destiny now. Hollywood's version of Lawn versus Weed is a legacy of Western literary theory developed by people like Joseph Campbell and his hero stories. The hero starts out.
I mean, here's the problem with it. Every time, and I'm sorry, but due to media, even if the great God come down from on high with his wagon, I wouldn't trust it, you know? Oh, well, hero, if you just step aside and let me do my bad, I'll let you have this great kingdom. Just never look back here. I mean, the greedy part of me really wants to be like, yeah, fuck it, who cares? Sorry, that's my one for this stream. But
or
the greedy part of me wants to be like, yeah, who cares? But then I'm like, yeah, but you know if he's doing this, I say he, which kind of tells my frame of mind, but if they're doing that, they're just going to turn on you again as soon as it's available. A tyrant, their word is not worth anything, because a tyrant's word is only as good as their mood lasts, and no tyrant is ever fair-weathered for long. It's why I like and hate the episode of Those Old Scientists I just saw. Star Trek, original series, Kirk, and it's the one where one of Kirk's exes, who was supposed to be a Starfleet captain, but no woman would ever be a Starfleet captain. Remember, Star Trek, Season 1. This is why Janeway was such a big thing. But she basically does a mind swap with Kirk, and this is before the Vulcan mind reading is a, I guess, recognized thing, because Starfleet won't accept Spock going, no, Kirk's mind is in that woman, as evidence. So they have to prove that Kirk is Kirk. And so, the not Captain Kirk puts on a trial, and it's sort of like the Drumhead episode, but different, because you can tell it's a mock trial. And then they do the whole, I did that wrong. What was I trying to, making a hoe is what I was trying to do. But they do the little mock trial, and Spock basically just, okay, here's my problem. I don't mind villainous person. I don't mind impersonating Captain. I don't even mind body swap, though I think it's been done to fucking death. It was one of the first times it was done in this episode, though, I'm guessing. But, still, my problem was, and I'll start with what I liked. What I liked was, basically, Spock proved and scared the not Kirk by saying, hey, the crew has been through an array of weird and strange things. So, why not just have the crew come up? And I thought it was going to turn into a very quickie, you know, ooh, remember when episode. And immediately the not Kirk fell into, how did Scotty put it? Hysteria. Like, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to all the Scotty fans. I'm sorry to the actor that played Scotty. I'm sorry to the Scottish people for that accent. That was unacceptable. But either way, it's just, Scotty's a sexist. Nothing against Scotty, but in the Star Trek universe, don't know nothing about the actor personally, but in the Star Trek universe, Scotty's kind of sexist. And I do think this episode has a direct correlation with it, considering not Captain Kirk was going to kill him. Like, she was straight up, execution! You will listen to me! This is my ship! My ship! And you will listen to me! And I'm like, I loved seeing fucking, oh, boo, that was 2. That's a fail, y'all. I'm gonna have to log off if I do it again. But it was just seeing, oh, what's his name? Seeing the actor who played Kirk do the very over-the-top, you can tell it's, and that's kind of what I had my problem with. That, okay, to what I didn't like about the episode. What I didn't like was that, and I wish it could, I keep wanting to say James Cameron, and that's not it. Either way. It's still, what I didn't like was that it was very early age-coded on the, oh, they definitely figured out that wasn't Kirk. How did they know it wasn't Kirk? Because they were acting hysterical. Just a hysterical woman bleeding all over the place. And I don't like it. It feels like everything that Uhura and the nurse built up, the nurse built up, because she doesn't get a name, she just gets a designation. But I feel like everything they built up was torn down by episodes like that, where the lady character was basically the female character. And don't get me wrong, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying Star Trek does that, because you cannot argue that they still do that. Not with Captain, crap. I know Captain Janeway, but I was trying Michael Burnham, Captain Michael Burnham. Not with lady captains and all that. So we finally got that glass ceiling broken. It's just, it was so weird in a series that was so open-minded and very woke-coded for its time to just have random episodes where it's, well, yeah, they're a drug user. Of course they have no morals. It's like, really? As it's just, I liked what I liked about it though, because it's also, I like that it's lasted long enough that much like a good character arc, they've grown, they've gotten better, and I don't know, y'all. It's the fans, I guess, for me of various cultures, because I'll never understand why such strong lady-coded stuff ends up with such a toxic male fan base at times. But who was talking about Star Wars anyway? I ain't gonna throw too much hate towards Star Wars, because honestly, it's not bad. It's not a bad, I almost said show. Honestly, they aren't good shows, in my opinion. The Mandalorian wasn't terrible, and Andor, what I saw, wasn't bad at all, but it's just, I don't know, y'all. If I'm gonna watch space stuff, I'd rather see Utopia than Dystopia, because if it, I don't know. That feels a little too dark. A part of me is like, if capitalism survives into the space age, what are we even doing? Let's just be done as a species. Just set off all the nukes at once and see how big the light is. It's, you know, if capitalism survives that long, then what's even the point of it? And I'm sorry to be so morose about it, but it's like, y'all, capitalism is just terrible, and I get it. Oh, how you gonna get your commie space stuff to work? Well, replicators. When you get to a post-scarcity world, not everything can be scarcity. It's why Warhammer is fun to play, but I would never want to live in the Imperium's reach. And anyone that says they would, get that person a mental evaluation, because they're not okay. Still not sure what the plan is today. A part of me kind of wants to go to the library, but I finally got some of the cleaning here into such a chokehold, and I got some of my art projects going so well, I kind of don't want to leave it. Bad as that sounds. I got my Dremel fully charged up. I got the woodworking things figured out. I finally figured out what these weird mystery bits were for. Because when David got me these kits, he got me two really cool kits that got a lot of similar parts, and some of them I'm just looking at like, okay, so TF do you do? Because it's like, okay, one of them's just a rubber, like, it's a rubber end. It's just rubber flat and bit that goes into the Dremel that'll go wee around. So I'm like, no. My first thought was, okay, do I connect a piece to this? But there's no, like, screw-in bit. There's no... If a piece connected to it, it'd have to be glued on there. And then I realized just yesterday when I started finding, like, little... YouTube finally fed me algorithm that wasn't just, here's a pendant, here's a cool thing I made, here's something that'll literally hurt your brain as you watch them make it, because once they're done, your brain goes, you didn't make that. You can't make that. That can't be done. You found that in the woods. Even though you literally just watched the short of them shaving it off the tree. going from branch to wood, or from branch to button dependent, but still, it's your brain just goes, that shaped it. A man didn't make that shape. And that's the kind of art that I really like. That's the art that I love, y'all. That's the stuff that, like, that's the stuff that gets me, is the trippy stuff that isn't AI generated, but human generated, but trippy. It's like how a fun art because anyone that says, oh, I like your drawings, but I could never do anything like that. Yeah, you can. Here's what you do. Take a circle, make a smiley face, a bunny shape, a skull, whatever. Simple design, you're not going for complex. And you're wanting about medium to small. Now once you get it drawn, now take a multitude of various markers and just put a border on it. Just try to trace it. Around and round and round and round you go. And you'll start to notice as you leave about an inch or about a pinky width gap in between them, you can't stick to the pattern. A computer could, but you, much like a tree's rings, are just sort of crossing the line here and there gently. Try not to do that because it'll start to clash. But just try to keep your lines spaced out, and it'll end up being like a tree ring or like a ripple effect. And depending on where you put spaces, depends on how wide and different that ripple effect is. But yeah, give it a try. It's cool, and you as a human can do it. A robot can't. Because if you tell a robot to do what I just told you to do, it'll look like a target. Or, well, not really a fingerprint, but sort of like a fingerprint. Because for them, oh, 1 inch or half a centimeter away from the thing, okay, and then just follow the pattern, okay, zzz, and it's done. We humans, because of how brains work and how art works, we put a little pizzazz on that, a little spice on that chicken. I'm sitting on the cat highway, it's my own fault. I chose the love seat, which means I chose violence. I just, like I said, y'all, if I could, I'd like to be sort of an older brother figure, but I don't want y'all in the Minecraft world that you're going to leave doors open or bug the crap out of me to play, because it's like, again, if you're on my friends list, play. There's nothing I'm building up there that you can destroy, and down here, anything that I build, I'm going to try to build it far enough away that, you know, you get lost finding it. But I think I found an underground area. And if I did, that'd be pretty cool. 'Cause that means new mines. Downside, I need to get my way down there safely. Ooh, rich deposit. Okay. We're gonna go up and down here if we can. We'll just have to go carefully because that tells me we're near an area, because that's stalagmites. Sorry, stalactites. The old adage that a park ranger taught me when I was a young lad was, stalactites hold on tight, so they're the ones that are on top. Stalagmites stand up mighty, so they are the ones on the bottom. What it is water dripping from the cave's roof to the cave's bottom cause these formations of minerals? Because I want to say limestone, but that's all. I think that's cracked. I don't think that's right. But it causes mineral deposits, and then as they drop from the top to the bottom, stalagmites and stalactites. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Woo! Like I said, y'all, my biggest thing to why I don't want kids on my server is just because sometimes I say things, my humor's off. And again, just different creatures, y'all. Nothing against y'all, but you know, I don't want to be a bad influence. That's my biggest fear, is that I end up oopsie poopsing my way into being a Sneeko or an Andrew Tate or I don't want anyone to leave my channel with any hate in their heart. I want everyone who walks away from my channel to feel cared about, or cared for at least enough to know that you're not alone. You were never meant to be. We stand together. But by stand together, I mean stand together with you over there. Like I said, I can't help it. I'm trying. I'm doing my best, y'all. I want to be good. I try to be good. But I'm still... I'm going to say it again. It's the most punk rock thing is to let people in. It's the hardest thing. It's the bravest thing. And I'm not always the bravest I should be. Or could be. Ooh! Yep, we found us an underground area, definitely. So now the question is, how do we get down to it safely? And, ideally, block this off in such a way that the critters can't come up for us. Because I think I hear them. I think there's zombies in that there water. That might be right. Nothing can climb out yet. Now I just need to build a dock with a door. Ideally, a tough door. Aw, thank you, HSon11TT. I thank you very much. I said, y'all, I never want to come across as unapproachable or anything else. I want to be friends. I just... Let's talk before you jump on my server, because at the very least I want to know how old you are, what your thoughts are, what your impressions are, where you stand on the whole human rights front. I'm sorry, y'all, these are just key things that I care about, and if you're on my world, because I get to kind of curate my world. No assholes on my world. I'm the only asshole here, and I'm going to do my best not to be an asshole. Oh, I don't like Enderman anymore. It was my own fault the last time an Enderman killed me, though. That was my own fault. I had a shield and I got cocky. Like I said, this is a busted combat mechanic in this game. And I don't even know how to describe why I think it's busted, because I don't like the knockback, but it isn't that. It's that, but it's not that. It's a combination. It's sort of like how I don't like playing Dead Island without backup, because it's basically just an assault on the senses without backup playing it. And I don't know the cheats to that one yet. On the old one, when you needed a break from just the wave of undead, jump on a car. All you had to do is jump on a car. They just, for some reason, other than the runners, they couldn't get on the cars. You could take you a hot second on a car and catch your breath and let your brain stop going. Brr, 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 brr. That's it, y'all. The other bits just try to get into art. I feel like us losing, at least in America, I can't speak for the rest of the world, because as a 40-something in America, I've never been able to leave this horrific country. It's why whenever someone says, why can't you take pride? What do I have to compare it to? I can compare states, and that's why I can tell you I prefer the North, but, yeah, I can compare states, I can't compare countries. I've never been able to leave this place. We were middle class, not upper middle class. And by today's standards, we would have been poor. Like I said, it's times they are changing. Okay. Hopefully this ain't gonna bite me in the butt doing it this way, but let's roll that up. And get back to what we was watching on the Loki. Disney, Tarkovsky and the Simulation, full documentary by Maggie Mayfish. Check her out if you got a chance. She's pretty cool. I realize my brain works differently, so I'm going to stop speaking over Maggie and let y'all just enjoy her as the background noise as I do my mining. Interjecting where necessary. Aww. I always hate it when an artist dies before I was born, and it's a very selfish trait of mine.
No surprise that Loki, a show about a guy who literally shapes time itself, drew inspiration from Tarkovsky's work. So, what does it mean that this show, produced by a subsidiary of one of the biggest media conglomerates on the planet, references Tarkovsky, one of the most challenging...
Sorry, let me kill my coffee right quick.
filmmakers of the 20th century. Stalker is a weird and confusing existential drama where you leave the theater not entirely sure what you just witnessed, where it's filmed and TV shows produced by Disney and Marvel always have very concrete messages that you can wrap up with one memorable line of dialogue. And that clarity is a big reason why we love the genre. All-time banger. You could also describe Marvel movies as being a 2-hour ad for toys and video games. And oh look, the new Avengers campus is open at Disneyland. Many of these narratives do involve deeply emotional storylines. But rational thought and the ability to really explain a character's emotions...
I think the village might be dead, yo.
Anything. The first note they'll get is, well, how can we make that clear to the audience? Tarkovsky, on the other hand...
Good news is we got food. Bad news is I definitely think the village is dead, yo. We will probably cannibalize it. But before I start cannibalizing the village, I want to make sure it is indeed dead. I would hate to steal from the living. But the zombie just chilling in the tree kind of gives me the thought that we're no longer in a village of people. It feels like this is a thunderstorm.
And as we'll see later, when people ask Tarkovsky for intellectual, literal interpretations of his films, it goes absolutely bananas. Tarkovsky even ignores basic film logic of setup and payoff. Throughout the film, we then toss metal nuts tied with a white cloth. It's a safety measure. If the nut passes through a deadly anomaly, presumably you'll see it happen, and you'll know not to walk in that space. In a Hollywood adaptation, we'd see someone toss nuts and hit an anomaly in Act 2, and then later see someone walk through that same space and get melted or blown up.
Kind of want to release the animals. Kind of think I'm going to release the animals.
At least on the way to that. The one time a nut does pass through an anomaly, it doesn't result in violence or death. In
Okay, I'm near my base because this is where I was hearing the villagers get taken out.
We did not need to know how Han Solo
It was
got his lightsaber.
bad.
Throughout this video, we'll be using Tarkovsky's ideas on film as a lens to explore Loki and the MCU deeper. By using an idea as a lens, it's not saying that
Aww.
all of Tarkovsky's ideas on film was 100% correct. He openly admits that he contradicts himself and breaks his own rules. In his work,
Yep, the
artists
village is
design
gone.
principles and do break them. Ooh, break things. Okay, I'm listening. Alrighty, let's take a look at his little book. Tarkovsky's thoughts on film theory are based very much on the original
Finally, a chest.
and love cool shots of concept of montage cinema. Former
I don't feel so bad purging a village of the dead.
Eisenstein and Kuleshov believe that meaning is created in the collision between shots, which are put together. They theorize that
That's what you do.
at the edit point of the two shots creates a new third idea. They argue that
We might just wall off the outside, torch it up real nice in here, and turn this into our base.
and their work is
Then people can play with me. I don't care if they stay in my village. Just put a sign on it if it's yours, and I'll leave it alone.
created in the collision between shots, but rather it's created in each individual shot as the camera captures reality from moment to moment, not broken up by edits. To Tarkovsky, editing is more a matter of assembling the shots in a way that doesn't distract from the visual flow within those shots. It carries you through a single shot, sculpting the image from moment to moment, recreating reality as seamlessly as possible. This is not just about pacing and rhythm. It's not about shooting long takes for the sake of long takes. It's also about the meaning generated by the way the visuals within a take interact with each other, and how those visuals are framed. Again, noting his problems with Eisenstein's methods, Tarkovsky writes,
montage cinema presents the audience with puzzles and riddles, makes them decipher symbols.
Well, we've had a pleasant time so
all the
far.
time to their intellectual experience.
Let's
Each
get
of these
some
riddles,
picks
however,
made
has its own exact word-for-word
and get
solution.
that to work in the
according to
mind.
Tarkovsky, Eisenstein had a conclusion that he wants the audience to reach. So the entire film is written, shot, and edited to drive the audience towards that conclusion, making the audience feel like it was predestined. I touched on a similar subject in my video on Fight Club, where I talked about director Peter Watkins and his concept of the monoform. The monoform, which
Oh,
describes
that's
the
what I was
basic
doing. I was
structure
waiting
of
for this to finish
most
so I
everything
could make
made
some
by
more
major
tools.
American media, is designed to coerce viewers into coming to whichever conclusion the writers and producers want them to. In addition to his manipulative editing process, Eisenstein also uses very stark, iconic imagery, which quickly conveys his literal meaning to the audience. Because of the way that Eisenstein uses these images, Tarkovsky even goes so far as to call him a propagandist. For Tarkovsky, a film needs to avoid cliche symbols and standardize iconography. It needs to give space to the audience because
There
our
we go.
thoughts, feelings, and personal experience
Ah,
often
crap.
inform how we view it. His goal is not to create a specific emotional response to the audience, but to give room for
Why is
us
the Enderman
to have
freaking
our
out?
own
I didn't look at him.
emotional response.
Eisenstein wasn't trying to convey his own experience to anyone. He wanted to put across ideas, purely and simply. But for me, that sort of cinema is utterly inimical. Moreover, Eisenstein's montage dictum, as I see it, contradicts the very basis of the unique process whereby a film affects an audience. It deprives the person watching of that prerogative of film, namely the opportunity to live through what is happening on the screen as if it were his own life.
Einstein's montage cinema beams a specific, predetermined message right into your eyeballs. On top of influencing mainstream film, this style of editing is also the basis for modern advertising, marketing, and PR. I want
Sort
to
of
sell
like
you
the Riddler
things,
from the
so I
Batman
craft
from my
versions.
youth.
Things seem like the solution to your problems.
Had Jim Carrey as the Riddler.
And it's worth mentioning that many of the directors who shaped the
Dark
modern-day
type.
blockbuster,
But
from
funny.
Michael Bay to David Fincher to, yes,
I'd argue he kind of called the,
world of commercial directing before
oh, what are they? The VR headsets.
and the company co-founded by David Fincher that
It just looked more over the top somehow.
was appropriately
They also look like they would be lighter weight.
highly focused, capitalistic
Check out
messaging
Batman and
founded
Batman
in the
Returns.
grammar of commercials
The two together.
intertwined with the cinematic grammar of modern Hollywood movies.
Because before that, you get Tim Burton's Batman, which is a good Batman, but it's its own thing. And then after that, you get the Dark Knight. And before that, you get sort of like a fun array of Batmans. Mostly Adam West, and I don't think it was really a movie so much as a show. I always gotta remember I'm talking about stuff people are really, really passionate about, because it's like, I'm very aloof about a lot, and I do mean a lot of things, but I do understand passion, and I never want to come across as disrespectful to someone's genuine passion, you know? Because, yeah, I think reality TV is garbage, but, like my old co-worker, Alan, he lived for that shit, so it's like, I get it, I just don't get it. I get the passion, I don't get the passion for that.
They come to represent a simplistic idea rather than a full human character, or non-human character, in many cases. Tarkovsky seeks to break away from these cliches and iconic images that reduce human experiences to mere ideas.
Under-emphasis on ideas can only restrict the spectator's imagination.
I don't want to save this world, y'all. It's a nice world. Kinda goes against my philosophy, and I've broken that philosophy once. But it's like Hannaberg, if I'm never gonna return, what's the point?
Non-white, non-male. Certain sections of the internet get furious because how dare you put something in your fanciful comic book movie that exists outside the bounds of my extremely limited imagination. But icons aren't the only thing that can become cliche. Tarkovsky also talks about mise en scene, the design and arrangement of actors, props, and location in the frame as falling into cliche. Mise en scene if you're from the Midwest.
One only has to think of the endless fences, railings, and lattices that separate lovers. As soon as a mise-en-scène turns into a sign, a cliché, or a concept, however original it may be, then the whole thing, characters, situations, psychology, become schematic, false.
In the comic book genre, where all conflict is usually ultimately settled through violence, there's only so many times you can watch two people punch each other in the head or dodge each other's rockets and energy beams before the visuals can become meaningless. And that's probably one reason Loki draws so heavily from Stalker. As the Marvel aesthetic starts to feel more and more standard,
Crap.
they'll draw from more
Crap.
inspiration. But there's differences between the ways that Stalker and Loki each use that imagery. Those differences become clear when we compare how they
Really
characterize
gotta get
the
some
Void
glass.
versus the Zone. The Void is described in very clear-cut, straightforward terms with distinct boundaries. This is the place for the TVA Doctor rubbish. It's basically hell, 100% not a good place to be, complete with a demonic bad guy ruling over it and eating everything in sight.
Huh.
And when the characters leave the Void, that space is
The Void
pretty
looks
much
neat.
left behind, physically, mentally, and emotionally. The Zone, however, isn't just a place, it's a state of mind.
The Zone also looks neat.
And the normal world are not as clear-cut. Towards the end of Stalker, we feel the effects of the Zone bleed into the normal world through the film's cinematic grammar. In the beginning of the film, the normal world is shot in monochrome, a la The Wizard of Oz. When we arrive in the Zone, suddenly the world is in full color. And then in the last act, the shots that focus on the Stalker's daughter, named Monkey, are in color even though we're no longer in the Zone. There's this really playful moment where Monkey, who we've already been told is disabled and can't walk, seems to be walking, only to reveal that she's riding on her father's shoulders. And although the shot is in color, in the distance is the gray industrial city belching chemicals into the air. The normal world and the Zone are becoming harder to distinguish. The Zone isn't easily categorized as simply good or bad, whether you consider the Stalker's feelings towards it or the effects it's had on him and his family. The Stalker's exposure to the Zone's
Okay, now I'm starting to wonder if it's an underground structure or just a well. I reckon we're about to find out through digging, eh?
Tarkovsky wants to create an experience that will not only change you, but change the way that you perceive the world around you. I've absolutely had my entire world perception changed by films. Have you? I hope so. I hope you see art that affects you. I remember watching Brokeback Mountain for the first time alone in my room on a portable TV. I'd never seen anyone sleep with both a guy and a girl before, ever. It blew my mind and struck so true. Even though it wouldn't be years later until I identified as a bi fan myself. When Tarkovsky describes cinema as this sacred place to escape to and come back not quite the same, it's personal moments like this that he's describing. I came away better knowing myself. In his books and interviews, Tarkovsky complains over and over about people asking him to explain his movies. After he spoke in public, he'd go home and write down the questions that people asked him in his diary. There's pages and pages devoted to transcribing these questions.
Oh, good.
Why is there so much water, literally,
Did it
in
die?
the film?
Consider
I
yourself.
hate those guys.
What is the worst thing about our Soviet society?
What is your view of the function of humor in art and the importance of
Crap.
self-irony in the professional life of the artist?
Why do you think
It
is
did
that
not,
it's
in
so
fact,
unethical
die.
to show your films despite the number of people who want to see them?
Please tell us about your father.
But he never wrote down any answers. He doesn't want to answer them, or in his mind there are no answers. But as much as Tarkovsky was frustrated by these questions, he never looked down on it.
What the audience deserves
Come on, you nasty
is
little...
respect,
Come on up.
a sense of their own dignity. Don't go
Get
blowing
some.
faces. That's something even cats and dogs dislike.
Very interesting, man.
Ah, bastard, how'd he go? I did that wrong.
Spice melange. Why sci-fi? And how did Stalker subvert genre expectations? Science fiction as a film genre tends to promise the visual exploration of advanced technology. The theme of science is
For
laid out in a
now.
very literal, very visual way, via special effects and now VFX. These fancy visuals are a hyper-literal metaphor for the theme of scientific advancement. In long-budget films, if you can't afford fancy visual effects, compelling or weird imagery often stands in for those technological advancements. Science fiction also tends to use props that resemble objects in our own world in a very literal, one-to-one kind of logic. Weapons like swords and guns become lightsabers and
Oh, heck yeah, all the board cube was basically they took a variety of cutouts. Basically like if you bought a package of Warhammer miniatures, you had to paint and assemble yourself. Take all the Warhammer pieces out and then stick them together. That's a board cube. After you take your soldiers out, of course. Now, it wasn't like Warhammer bits, but yeah, it was basically that. That blew my mind to find that out. Or to find out that some of the other, like, big mega structures in the thing were basically vacuum cleaner coils. Just the way they shot it. Angles make a difference, y'all. Sometimes a huge difference. One of those. 3 of those. 16 of those.
And it's worth noting that Tarkovsky isn't just knocking Hollywood genre films here. He was reacting just as strongly to the fact that the
We'll
Soviet
make a few
government
of
had
these
exerted
first.
great control over what films would and would not be made. Soviet filmmakers were expected to produce content in line with socialist realism. Despite the name, socialist realism had very little to do with actual realism or even socialism, and more to do with justifying the actions, plans, and prejudices of the Soviet government. It's also distinct from social realism, which does critique the power structures that oppress the working class. Socialist realism was about creating a fictional world where the laws of nature and the laws of Soviet society were indistinguishable. It worked to create a world where it was impossible to imagine an alternative to the Soviet system, where questioning Soviet leadership meant questioning reality itself. You saw Chernobyl, you get it. Socialist realism also glorified values that sound distinctly American. In the Soviet novel History as a Ritual, Professor Katerina Clark mentions that one of Lenin's favorite authors was Jack London because of his themes of overcoming beasts and the elements and sheer willpower. And Stalin was obsessed with the notion laws of science are only flickers imposed on man to prevent him from reaching his goals. Socialist realism under Stalin in particular had surprising parallels to Hollywood's obsession with the great man, which
Hello, Spider. How you doing?
while at first glance what we find in socialist realism may seem weird because it contradicts both socialism and realism, it does make sense when you remember that it was not designed to help people. It was meant to keep whomever is in power at the top in power at the top. So while Tarkovsky was criticizing the commodification of film in Hollywood, he was also just as harshly criticizing the genre films of socialist realism and the weird false reality that holds up society.
I'm from North America. United States, North America. I always have trouble figuring out how to say it because the way we were taught to say it is kind of off-putting because we're not just America. There's an entire South America attached. And Canada's also a part of North America, but not part of us. But still, America.
Which arguably redefined science fiction films as we know it. Tarkovsky was no stranger to conventional sci-fi imagery. His earlier film Solaris featured elaborate, futuristic set design, even psychedelic special effects. But for Stalker, he actively rejected those genre conventions.
I guess I don't really do Discord that much, though.
Stripping out the distracting
It's under my same name that's on here, Travis Croy.
primordial form of storytelling. And that's one of the main ways that Stalker supports the science fiction genre. The strongest visuals in Stalker aren't ray guns or kaiju or energy shields. It's a shot of the open, seemingly empty field, a dilapidated building, or one of the more
How old are you?
a room filled with strange repeating sounds, an image with no direction. And this is part of what Tarkovsky means when he says he thinks poetically. He gives you an
Because if you want to play on the game, I don't care, but for us to interact and all that, I'd rather you be an adult.
What does this mean? Instead, he asks, how does living in this film make you feel? In Soviet Russia,
Uh-huh.
how do I feel about the state of the world around me?
See, when I hear that one, it's the same as when I hear 10. It's okay.
Fine all the time because questioning society meant questioning the political
Nope. I don't really do the social media thing that much. Due to the channel and trying to get a YouTube channel going, I've been forced onto Facebook, but I see that stuff as a wasteland personally.
Tarkovsky puts you in a field and asks you to just exist in a meditative state. Use your feeling brain, not your thinking brain. When he hangs on a shot, he's not trying to push your eye in any particular direction. He lets your eye move across the frame. As I mentioned earlier,
YouTube under Travis Croy. Got a whole channel on there. Over 1,000 videos now too. Well, not videos. Technically the live streams are different than videos, but over 1,000 things put up on there too. Oh, no. Hey, crap. I don't care for Enderman. They've ended me twice. Enderman no ending, as the children would say when I was younger. There we are.
When Stalker gets to the zone, he seems completely content despite the disturbing surroundings. It's a place
Also, like I said, on the Facebook you can find me under Travis Croy, but I just really check in on there. I did just tell you. Do you need me to spell it out? Here, give me just a second. Let me find a place this thing ain't gonna pop up in my vision. There's my link. Vulcan Wolf 31 for PlayStation. And then for... according to YouTube thing, I've got like 15 viewers from India. It's nice to finally see one of y'all IRL. Give me just a second. There we go. Okay. To find me on YouTube, just search up
abstract notion of order. Links which offer oversimplified interpretations of life's complexities. And that description also
Just
feels like
search up
standard
Travis
criticism
Croy.
of Marvel or Disney.
Or, and I don't remember how it's broken up because I couldn't see this one thing, but I tried to make it rhyme. Alrighty, no worries. Have fun, be good, learn lots of cool stuff. And since my one viewer's going to school and I've been going for over an hour, I'm gonna go ahead and break away to get some cleaning and all that done. I'll be back later on for Spider-Man Miles Morales. Maybe we'll skip and do some Saints Row instead. I don't know yet. Ghost of Yasuka, or the Ghost game will be later on this evening. Unless, of course, it stays this cloudy, in which case I'll do it then. But either way, y'all, I look forward to a fun day. And hopefully y'all can join me throughout the day periodically. Like I said, since you're going to school, I'm guessing you're not 71. I don't like being lied to, friend. Friends don't lie to friends. Y'all be good now. We'll check you later, and we'll talk later. If you want to play on the server, that's fine, but I like to know who I'm playing with. Y'all be good. Bye for now.